everybody. Welcome and hello, how are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Welcome. Hola a todo el mundo, bienvenidos. Espero que estén teniendo un buen día. Hello! How are we feeling? Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Let me start my hellos from up the top. Retouch, welcome and hello, how are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Welcome. Ellie committing Sudoku if she doesn't finish a piece today, except she doesn't even know how to solve it. Shame on you for thinking that. I really love Sudokus, and I've spoken at length about it. And you know what? Maybe one day we'll do a Sudoku with you guys so that you can believe me and stop treating me like I don't know how to do a Sudoku, because I really like Sudokus. Welcome. Hotpants, welcome and hello, how are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Welcome. Punches the dagger, misses. The cover art is actually for how I'll feel if I don't finish at least 3 to 5 pieces of art, because I will explode if I only end up with 2 pieces of art, which I will. 2, we already have 1 done, and this one I could submit pretty much like this with 20 more minutes of work, and I could submit it and be kind of happy with it. Nix, welcome and hello, how are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Welcome, welcome. Con la mieli. Con la mieli? Is that what you're trying to do? Because I get it. I get it. Con la mia! Con la mia, Borador. Welcome and hello, how are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Welcome, welcome. Ranker, welcome and hello, how are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Welcome, welcome. Amar, welcome and hello, how are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Welcome, welcome. Lancelot, Alex, sorry. Alex, welcome and hello, how are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Welcome, welcome. Today I'm feeling a little bit weird, and that's because of my my voice and stuff. I slept horribly, and then I started my day late, and then I hydrated too little, and then I didn't get to stretch. So there's a lot of things. Like the day started with a debuff, and I feel a little bit weird in that sense. Nimby, welcome and hello, how are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Welcome, welcome. Nirwana, welcome and hello, how are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Welcome, welcome. Leo, welcome and hello, how are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Welcome, welcome. You get more points for more extended works, right? No, you don't. That's why the name of the game is try to draw fast and stop being such a detail-oriented perfectionist. However, I am what I am, and I can't help myself. So, damn, I'm late. You did a lot in this 10 minutes that I was away. No. This is not... I have done nothing on the stream yet. I want to start by showing you guys some things. So, last thing, Lamia to every lurker. Thank you so much for lurking. I hope that you have a happy lurking if you're here lurking. And I hope you're having a good day. Experimenting making my own protein chocolate almond bars with no recipe. Wish me luck. Why with no recipe? That's my question. Why with no recipe? Like, I admire the intent to DIY them, but you could use a recipe. Anyway, so welcome to today's art fight. I actually didn't intend to start with the art on the front. I don't know how I got so confused about what I was setting up, but what I wanted was to first show you the art that I did last time. Let me hide this. Let me put that up. Because for anyone who hasn't seen my profile, this is my profile. You guys have probably already seen it because I think I showed it the last time that I did art. But then I got this attack, which I already showed as well. I got this. I already showed it on stream. And this is what I am revenging. The thing that you just saw was the revenge that I have going on for this attack. That little demon girl, that is for this attack. However, I also wanted to show you guys my own first attack that I started here on the stream and that I finished, and that you can see right here. I went too hard on this because the intention is to be fast, and instead of being fast, I did the whole process of line art instead of cleaning it up as I intended to do. Just, oh, maybe I'll just clean the sketch up and be done. No, I didn't. I did the entire fucking line art. Super clean, super neat line art, which takes a shit ton of time and is completely unnecessary for something like this because it's Artfight. So I should be prioritizing speed. And then I did full shading with my normal shading process. So I finished it, and this is what it looks like. I am really happy with it. I really am, especially with these eyes. For some reason, I really like these eyes at the top. And I did manage to clump the ears together in the end, but it took me so long. It took me so long, and I need to get more attacks in, or I will die, or I will die, you know? But as you probably notice, this is like the exact same thing as I did on the stream. The only difference is like I polished up these hands, which I was struggling with, and I changed the ears. But everything else is practically exactly as we had it on the stream, because it came out perfectly on the first go. And I'm hoping for the same for every other piece that I do. I'm really hoping that luck continues. Cute is adorable. Thank you. The intention is to do art, and you did art. Yeah, but I need to do more. 3 years of training for nothing. Well, it was faster than other times, if you consider how fast I did the sketch, and that became the last idea. But yeah, I shouldn't have done line art. I should have just cleaned the sketch. 3 years of training for nothing. I bet the person is elated. They both commented. They both commented that they really liked it. They're so cute. You drew my darling son as always. Only thank you. And then this person said thank you. So cute. And this person said amazing work. They look adorable, even though like this person is not involved in the piece. So I'm glad because they did find me. And this person doesn't count because it's my friend in real life. If you're watching me, I don't mean that your comment doesn't count, but like I showed you specifically. I went to your WhatsApp and I showed you, and I was like, look at the thing that I did. So that's how I mean that it doesn't count. All right, and so now that I've shown you guys, we have the actual art stream. We have options, and I want you guys to give me an opinion on your options. First, I don't think I want to continue this right now. I wanted to show you guys what I'm doing, but I don't think I want to continue it right now. I think if I go into it now, it's the most boring part to watch because it's the tiny minor adjustments. It's just a lot of me doing this. It's just a lot of me doing that and then changing things a tiny little bit and doing that all over again, because I need to like look at it from afar, look at it from close, look at it from inverted, look at it, do a little change, look at it again, you know? So I don't think it's a good idea that I continue this because it's at a very annoying stage. But I am gonna finish this revenge, obviously, because it's practically done. Again, if I actually only clean the sketch instead of doing the lines, this shouldn't take me too long. Now, this is my intention today. My intention today is to have you vote on what do I attack next, which hopefully it's not my last attack of the year. We have a couple options. We have this option, Iona, who is 90% of the time she's the typical like super mega happy sunflower sunshine girl in anime, but in reality this is who she is. She pretends to be the perfect sunshine happy girl because she thinks that's what she has to be because of her role in society and in the church of the techno something. I don't remember. I have it written here, okay? She's a prodigy in the use of technological armor, rare and highly advanced technology that very few people can control. She built herself into the image of someone that everyone can admire, but in reality, she thinks that she's not worthy, and everything she does, she believes that she's faking, and yeah. I like it. I like it, and the key element that makes me really, really want to... You attack yourself when we 50-50 again. I'm not gonna give you just 2 choices. I'm not gonna give you just 2 choices. Haha. So, here's the thing. We have Iona, and one of the key things... Yikes, pool girls. I know. I really like the tragedy in this character. And most key important thing is there is no art of this outfit, because the official artist did a lot of like all of the art that I've seen with this outfit, but there's no art of this outfit, so that tempts me. That makes me want to draw this outfit. Second, she has no attacks. This character has no attacks. Never been attacked. I would be the first attack. I'm excited about the prospect, so I would really like to do it. But then there's these characters who have been in my bookmarks for forever, and they are really enticing for the vibes and the story. So this, I named them in my folder as the Stalker Duo. She is a fan of an idol, and she gets so obsessed with her idol that she starts stalking her idol. She is the idol who is definitely has noticed that someone is stalking her, and she feels like amused. It's like, oh, you're so lonely and sad and pathetic, and you think that I don't notice that you're stalking me? That's adorable. Oh my god, that's so amusing. And so she starts getting obsessed with the other one. So it's like a stalker stalker kind of situation, and they are both stalking each other, but one of them actually knows the full scope of the situation, and this one is just thinks that she's doing a good job of stalking. And I really like that vibe. I really like that. I think it's kind of fun. And then the other option I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do something fun. I'm gonna offer that we find a new character right now, and we attack that other character right now. So I'm going to make a poll. Do we attack Iona, the sad girl? Wait. Who do we attack? Do we attack Iona, the sad girl? Do we attack Stalker Duo? Or do we attack we find a character together? And while you do that poll, I'm gonna start sketching options. I'm gonna start sketching poses, because even if I don't attack anything today, that like, even if I don't attack them today, I'm gonna attack them later. Even if I don't attack Iona today, I'm gonna attack her later. You know what I mean? I can see how that would appeal to you. What does that mean? What does that mean? Why are you saying that? Amar, welcome. Hello, how are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Welcome, welcome. Unless I had already said hello, in which case, happy second hello. Astroman, welcome. Hello, how are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Welcome, welcome. All right, so for these two, I'm thinking it would have to be like a proper... I think that it would have to be a proper like piece. Something like... I'm gonna have to draw the edges, because I think it would have to be something like either this girl, like nonchalant, like hiding behind a wall. Not nonchalant, but like this girl hiding behind the wall, right? Like the blue girl, right? And then this girl in the front, like doing her own thing, but looking to the side and smirking. You know, like... Okay, this would have to be significantly bigger, actually, proportion-wise. Like, to be in a different plane and stuff. And then like she would be doing her own thing. Maybe she's with a phone or something. You know, like maybe she's checking up her phone. But oh, it could be something like this. Where she's like resting on her own hand. Right? But she's not looking at her phone. She's like pretending that she's looking at her phone. And she's really looking behind. Like, tee-hee, I know you're there, you know? Like... Oh, no, I know why this looks wrong. The eye shape is wrong. It needs to be, like, lidded, half-lidded. It needs to be half-lidded eyes. Okay, so this is like the first concept that I have for this. Right? And then she's blushing. And she's like pretending to be, you know? It's just a sketch, Snake. It is just a sketch. It's just like putting down the idea. So this is idea number 1. And then this is idea... Okay, idea number 1. Do I have an idea number 2? Do I have an idea number 2? Idea number 2. Idea number 2. Idea number 2. Idea number 2. It's a little bit lamer, I guess, but idea number 2 could be like both of them thinking of the other, but that's drawing 4. No, I can't do this one because that's drawing 4 times. That's drawing the characters 4 times because he would be like girl number 1 thinking of girl number 2, and then girl number 2 thinking of girl number 1. And that would imply drawing twice the amount of characters, so we are absolutely not doing that one. Anybody have any more ideas for poses and stuff? Any ideas for anyone? Any ideas for these? Any ideas for Iona? Any ideas that you have? Do throw them out so that I, you know, can play around with a lot of things. Do the memories a bunch of people pointing guns at each other and church, except it's just the 2 of them? No, man. I want them to draw extra. Blue girls think she's secretly digging through pink girl's trash, but pink girl is watching her from behind, maybe recording on her phone. Wait, that's actually really, really fun. Ooh. You know what I think is really fun? I don't want to do it because it's... Okay, I had an idea, but I don't want to do it because it's not my... Like, it wouldn't feel like my style, and I don't want to do it. But something like this... Imagine this. Oh my god, it's so fun. I kind of want to do it now. Imagine this. There's like a balcony. I don't know how to draw a balcony, so just follow with me and just put the best of your imagination, right? This is a balcony. These are like some fence situation, whatever. And it's like girl number 2 just happily watching. as girl number 1 is trying to break through to the house. Like trying to lockpick the door or whatever. And like it would be such a struggle to do this because buildings, perspective, blah 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 blah, and it's not my type of art, but I think that would be really fun. Hot Pants gave me this an idea. That would be really fun. The idea of turning it back on your stalker by stalking them in return amuses me. Right? It's so amusing. Girl 1, thing of girl 2, thing of girl 1, thing of girl 2. That would be so many things. Keith Koya, welcome, my love. How are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Welcome, welcome. I'm not your girlfriend. I gotta emphasize this very, very strongly. I am not your girlfriend. I am an entertainer on the internet. Ellie, fight that art in the last couple of days that you can, maybe. Ah, stop! Breaking into each other's apartment at the same time. That is kind of fun. That is kind of fun. Stalker 2 is winning. I thought Iona was winning. Okay, what else? What else? What's more ideas? Ooh. Oh. Okay, okay. Listen to me. Listen to me. I need you to go through this journey with me. This is what just happened in my mind. This is what just happened in my mind. In my mind, I was like, how epic would this piece be? Really, like, atmospheric, a lot of, like, black on the edges. A bunch of Polaroids, right? A bunch of pictures. Just a bunch of pictures. Obviously, not properly rendered, because who has the time for that? But a bunch of pictures of, like, the pink girl, right? Just imagine it's full of pictures, pictures on a table, blah, 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 blah. Obviously, the head of Blue Girl, because what's the point if Blue Girl isn't in the piece, right? So, like, the head of Blue Girl, probably bigger than that, probably just the top of her head. Like, looking at them, looking at the photos. And photos, whatever. But they're all kind of blurry. Like, all of them are like badly rendered, super blurry pictures. And one of them, the only one that's in focus, the only picture that's actually in focus, where it's properly rendered, and it's the girl actually looking straight at the camera from, like, the side. Like, really, really side facing thing, but looking directly at the person taking the photo with a smirk. You know? You get what I mean? Make the render photo of the pink hair girl with a camera taking a photo back. Ooh! Ooh! That's a good... Okay. We're cooking. We're cooking. Staring is an option. Taking a photo back is an option. That's a good idea. Yeah, I think it's a good idea. I would be a little sad that I don't get to draw this girl, really. I just draw the back of her head. But I think this is a good fucking idea for the piece. And then this was the journey that I went through, right? I saw this vision in my mind, and then I saw another vision to be able to draw the blue girl. And I thought, let's move it backwards in time, right? We have all of these photos, but what if they're not Polaroid? What if it's like a dark room situation? So we have the photos developing, right? We have photos, and all of them came out wrong. All of them are super blurry. Again, that's the point, right? All of them are super blurry. She's here on a table with like the developing liquid or whatever the fuck, because I know that you use that liquid to develop, right? So developing liquid, photo, she's here developing photo, right? Like doing whatever you need to do to develop a photo. I don't know. I would have to look for references in here. I would have to actually research how you develop a photo in a dark room. But blue girl is here developing a photo, and then all of the photos I can even add more here in the background that are even more blurred for ambience. For like a really stalkerish ambience situation. And then they're all blurry. Like all of this is a pink blur. Let me start using colors, actually. This is like a pink blur, and this is like another pink blur. This one is entirely on from the back, and so you don't really get to see her. And so it's like whatever she was. Maybe there's one where it's like there was someone talking to her and she got in the way, right? So like some other person talking that got in the way, whatever. And then the one in the center is the pink girl taking her own photo. Like Retouch suggested, with a smirk, like devious. Devious smirk. And like every other photo is wrong except for this one. And here's the vibe that I'm seeing for them. Here's the vibe that I'm seeing. I'm seeing this one as having like a lot of darkness in the edges, and having like really desaturated pinks on all of the wrong photos, right? To draw the eye towards the center one. And then this is like proper pink and whatever not. And then this one would be sort of like reddish. Sort of like a reddish tint. Of course, with like the blue. And the very vibrant pink here. Yes, okay. I'm super vibing with this. I'm super vibing with this. Do you see, guys, why I like doing the sketches with you on stream. First of all, because more minds come up with better things. There's like the ping pong of ideas. Second, because it's so much fun. The most fun part of art for me is like the beginning, when you start conceptualizing and everything, and also the very end. I think you found the perfect idea because I love this. Which one? Because I like both, but I think this one is more fun to me. Let's make it A and B, and you guys type in the chat because we still have the poll running. What are the pink hair girl breaking into the blue hair's room and holding her hand as she sleeps and has hard eyes and they're both smiling? No, I understand what you mean. I definitely understand what you mean. This entire stream is going to be brainstorming ideas. I don't think so, because I think this is the idea. And if I go with something, if I go with the stalker do, I think I have to start developing this. Lydia, welcome. Hello, how are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Welcome, welcome. Lord Peace, welcome. Hello, how are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Welcome, welcome. That would work, yeah. Borderline like the you can't get jump scared by a drawing moment when you realize the girl developing isn't the actual focus. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Oh, I'm gonna go for this one. I'm gonna go for this one. It's this. It's this. I like it. I like it too much. I really like the second. It feels so in line for the dark light room of working so hard and making the picture come out perfect. Yeah. Yeah, the little quick sketches and brainstorming are great ways to spend a few hours. I genuinely think it's so fun. It's so fun. It's like chatting about nothing with your friends except there are visual aids. I genuinely fucking love that. Now, Iona is winning, though. But given the fact that they are... No, it's not winning. It's tied. So I'm going to end the poll here, and we're going to develop this idea because, wow, I genuinely really love this idea. Okay, so... Stalker Duo it is. Stalker Duo it is. I'm gonna name this folder Stalker Duo Concepts. We're gonna bring this. I'm gonna bring this out here into a new layer. Copied the wrong one. That's fine. I need to copy this one. We're gonna bring this one, and I'm going to make it bigger. We are going to use this space. I'm gonna cut it later. I normally use bigger canvases and then I crop it at the very end when I finished the piece. I just find it easier that way. What I'm gonna do now is I'm going to set up a sort of like limit for myself. I'm gonna do sort of like here and here. I'm gonna do... Gonna do black bars. Well, I want it to be pure black, actually. Lower opacity so I can see when I draw over them. I'm going to also lower the opacity of this a lot. And big issue number one, I have to research how dark rooms actually work. How it looks when you're developing something in a black room. Dark room, sorry. Let me just really quickly do a search. Dark room photo developing. Okay. I'm going to move over my photos for reference of vibes. You've seen this in the previous sketches, how I kind of like get a lot of vibes references. We have this. We have this. We have This. Elyssia! And definitely this. Ugh. So I guess one of my questions, if anyone has any knowledge or experience with this, is one of my questions is, in this occasion, in something like this, what is the guy doing? Because those are not the photos, those are the films. So what is the guy checking for? What is it that, what does anyone know? Like, what is he doing with that film? Because my understanding of it is that until you reveal it, you won't really know how the photo came out. So why would you be checking the film? Like, I guess the film can give you an idea of what the photo can look like, but looking for the right image, maybe checking transparency. Don't forget to give the blue-haired girl an absolutely dreamy expression. Ooh, yes! Yeah! Yeah! Be sure to show us whatever you do with Iona later as to like her. Yeah, of course. I'll always show everything I do. You can see the image on the strip. It's just not very colorful. It's just shades of brown. Okay. Because I don't want the idea to be that she could have seen the picture, because that kind of ruins the vibe. But that's fine. That's fine. Okay. So this is the vibes. The vibes is actually I'm missing one more vibe. I'm missing one more vibe reference. Sorry, I'll be right there. We're almost there. I am missing this. This is part of the vibe. This is like the foundation of the vibes reference. So, these are the vibes refs. All right, so first things first. The focus of the image has to be like center-ish. But if I make it this big, I have to make all of the other photos proportional, and that kind of screws the composition a lot because every photo would be that big. So I don't think we can make it that big. I think it has to be like this-ish, and maybe I crop the entire image later. But I think this is as big as I can make the photos, right? I don't think I can make them bigger than that. I'm gonna start copying and pasting a bunch of these, so that this can be... But do I want it to be there, or do I want it to be more center? What's the center of this art? Here. Do I want it to be entirely center? No, I don't. I want it to be a little bit on the side so that it balances out with the girl being on this side. Okay, fine. We're fine. We're fine. This is going fine so far. We're gonna make this sort of like curve upwards a little faster, I think. Or not, because it should be a bit straighter. I think it should be a bit straighter. Something like this. Something like this makes more sense, right? Than something super curved. I'm gonna try different lines. I'm gonna try this one, for example. As long as this one stays on the center, maybe a little bigger. Should be fine. I'm gonna put that there. I'm gonna put this here. This here. I'll fiddle with the details of how inclined or rotated they are later. She says, as she literally does what she says she's gonna do later. And that one can be perfectly straight because it adds to the uneasiness factor. So if the girl is here, let's add the table. Do I want? Do I want the table to be just one cut line that just consumes all of this? No, because that makes it feel cheap. I think something like this is better. We're gonna have these vats that look kind of like this. But not really, because my perspective is different from them. So it needs to be a little bit more, like you can see the inside a little bit more. Okay, we're gonna have another one as well, which I'm pretty sure is a little more tilted towards that side. This is the part that I hate the most, the geometrical shapes, so we're gonna figure that out later. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We're gonna figure those out later. And do we need machinery? Is this piece of equipment vital? Does anyone have any idea? Is this piece of equipment important? Is this thing important? Do I have to add it? Or does it, or do we have the idea, or does it transmit the idea perfectly fine? She'd be able to make out that a person was in the picture, but she probably wouldn't be able to make out the finer details, like where she's looking. Ah, okay. Not me having 1 hour of silence occasionally broken by caca. Put on loop. That's the finishing place. That's a projector, so yes, it looks important to me. Fine. But this guy doesn't have it. This guy doesn't have that. But it seems like it's important. Not completely necessary. Let me do a quick Google. How to develop film photos. What is the quick process of it? Fixer, water, film clips, drying. It doesn't seem like it's important. It doesn't feel like it's a vital piece of equipment. It feels like you can just put it in liquid and then... We didn't have that in my photo classes decades ago. There we go. Done. We don't need it. We do not need it. Oh, you know what? To make it look really unhinged, I could have like the liquids, right? There's some liquid shits that you need for the process. We're gonna have like the bottles of liquid or whatnot. We're gonna have the bottles of liquid or whatnot. And then we're gonna have a bunch, but I mean like a bunch of trace so that it's like, oh, she's developing a million of these things. You know what I mean? They're getting shittier and shittier as I go. Don't worry about it. I'll fix them later. I'll fix them later. We can have a lot of them. Supposedly you can use orange juice in the process. Ooh, interesting. Okay. So, if I want my main figure to be here, let's see the proportion of the figure. I think she needs to be a little bit higher. Because this guy's sitting, so I could possibly do that and do something like that. She still needs to be higher though. And she can be holding the photo, right? Like putting the photo. No, I think you use a pincer. So it needs to be more like this with a pincer in her hand. And a photo going into the tub. Let's delete some things that are obstructed. Right? Okay, so this is one option. Something looks wrong about it. Something looks wrong about it. Not in anatomy. Obviously, the anatomy is wrong because that's... You start fixing that when you have, like, an idea of the pose that you want. However, this feels like a little too chill. And I don't think it adds to the unnervingness of the scene. So I think we want something a little bit more, like... feral. I think we want something a little bit more like maybe she's standing up because she's moving all over. Maybe she's hunched over because she needs to be closer to the photos, you know? You might need more hunched over or manic. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think she looks too chill and I think that doesn't add to the energy of the scene. Those classes became relevant. My parents and teachers were right all along. You saved us. You saved us. So yes, they did come in clutch. All right. I don't like that idea. That looks too calm. So maybe something like this, where it's like more hunched over. Still the same, like, pincers. Like, grabbing pincers, grabbing the photo. Right? Like, pincers. However you're supposed to grab those, I'll fix it later. Pincers, photo. But now she's closer to the photo. So now it feels like she's... You know, she needs to be physically closer to the photo itself. Right? And like... looking down. Oh, with like a blushy expression. Yeah, okay. I think that's better. I think this matches the vibe of the piece a lot better. I'm liking that pose more, definitely helps. I think it definitely helps. It's not like the perspective is not correct. I want it to be a little bit tilted to the side instead of super front facing. But that's fine. This is sketch number 1. This is brute sketch. We're just trying to figure out the composition. So far, so good. It's going well. Now, if this is going to be here, and that's going to be the size, maybe I want it to be a little bigger. But these vats are quite big, so that I can't go too big. But I think I want everything to be a little bigger. I think there's too much dead space. Let's see what I can get if I make everything a little bigger. Okay. I think that makes more sense for the size of the photograph that she has in her hand versus the size of the photographs that are in the background. They do need to be a little bit more proportional to each other. So I think I'm gonna go with this. Therefore, I'm gonna modify this layer. That vat is gone. This is gonna get cut on the side. We're gonna have the liquid, the liquid for developing here. Can you tell that I don't like drawing geometrical shapes and shit? Okay, that makes more sense. If this picture is bigger, that gives me leeway for these pictures to be bigger. I'm gonna delete most of these pictures. If the line was here, photos are gonna be hidden and I don't need to render them and I don't need to do anything with them. So that's helpful. But the most important thing is the center one. The centerpiece of this entire piece of art, which is the photo where she's looking and taking her own photo. So, do we like this for composition? Do we like this? This one, to be the most unnerving it can be, this one will have to be super front-facing, because nothing more front-facing than... Sorry, nothing more unnerving than someone that's looking at you dead straight. I'm gonna need to use the symmetry tool for this, actually. But that's fine. For now, it's just a sketch. 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 And on this side, we have the piece of the resistance, which is the camera. Now, if I do it tilted, she's not taking the photo in that moment. In fact, the camera should cover part of her face, I think. Yeah. Something like this, right? Is that too big now? She needs to be looking straight ahead, Monica style. Exactly, you get it. But is she too big now? If she was smaller, would it have more of that effect of like the drawing itself being a bit of a jump scare? I think it's too big. I think once I have all of the things colored, it's gonna be too big. Maybe I want the figure itself to be smaller inside the photo frame. Yeah, I think it needs to be a little bit bigger. Smaller. Alternatively, all the pictures could be looking at her in the room. Dude! That is so good! That is so good! I don't know which one I like more. Oh. Oh. We're cooking, guys. We're cooking. I'm gonna make it smaller. I think the effect is kind of lost. if the picture is that big. I think it needs to be subtler. And if we want to go with the idea that all of the pictures are looking at her, I really like it. I really like that. Oh. If I throw every dart in the dark factory, one of them has to hit the center of something. Hey, monkeys and typewriters. That's the whole point. Literally, like, the term brainstorm exists for a reason. You need help with something, you get a bunch of people together to start throwing ideas until one of them is incredible. Did you just call me a typewriter? No, I called you a monkey with a typewriter. Called you a monkey with a typewriter. Entirely different. Then in the background, we're gonna have more. We're gonna have them like here. They have to be smaller. Wall. Do I need a wall for this scene to make sense? Do I need, like... I think I do need the floor to be visible based on the angle alone. Based on the angle, we might need the edge of the room. But I don't think we need the wall. I think the wall is just more of a problem than it's worth. Actually, I think maybe all of it is more of a problem than it's worth. I think maybe this is fine. I think the whole point was supposed to be, though, that the girl doesn't know she's being counterstopped. No, the girl doesn't know. But that's why the idea that every picture is looking at her in the room so genius. Because every picture on its own would be... Let me show how I imagined it in my head when Officer said that. I'm gonna delete this. Coming here. Grab this. I have it saved up. I have a duplicate. But like the idea is that the photos themselves, they don't seem like they are noticing her because they're looking at random places. Like when you see a random photo, right? You see a random photo and it's like, oh, this photo is looking like here, right? This photo is looking like here. And this photo is looking down here. And this photo is looking down here. Right? And so all of them are looking in random directions if you see them isolated. You see this and it's like, yes, she didn't see me. I captured a photo and she was looking somewhere else. So I didn't get caught, right? Like, oh, nice, I didn't get caught. It didn't matter. You look at this one and it's like, oh, nice, I didn't get caught. You know, like, it doesn't matter because I didn't get caught. But then when you look at the girl being there, it's like all of them are looking at her. I think I like this one. I think I like this one a lot. We do come upon the problem that this means I have to draw her so many times. But I love the idea so much that I think I have to. I think I have to. Even this one could be looking... Oh, but I think there wouldn't be one, right? Because this would be like a... I just thought you understood it in a way that all of them are front facing. No, 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 no. Each one of them would be looking at a different direction. So when you see them in isolation, it doesn't seem like they caught the camera. But they are all looking at her. I don't know. Both of them are really good ideas and I love them both. You can place the camera one onto the background string. Yes, yes I can. Yes I can, for sure. Okay. I'm really loving this idea. Let's develop it further. Do I need a floor? Yes or no? Does it benefit from a floor? Kinda. It kinda does. Doesn't matter all that much, but I'm gonna keep it there for keeping it in mind. We are going to go for sketch number 2 now. Sketch 1. Lower the opacity here. Make the refs for vibes smaller. Sketch 1. Sketch 2. Sketch 2. Now we get to the actual drawing. Now we get to the actual... Well, everything has been drawing, but, you know... The actual, like, proper refining. We have this. We have this. We have this. And I want the body to be a little bit different. I want it to be a little bit more tilted to the side. So I want this to be the... I'm gonna lower the opacity even more on the sketch. I just read that the first historically recognized ruler of Slavic peoples, Samon, was a very busy man, ruled for 35 years, had 12 wives, 22 sons, and 15 daughters. Poor women. "12 wives for 37 kids." Actually, wait. Were all of those kids from the wives, or were some of them bastards? That's important to calculate. That's part of the conversation. Did he have any bastards? Alrighty, so if this is the arm, this is the hand, which will improve later, obviously. And this side, how do you hold pincers? Okay. Okay. Could I just do the exact same arm situation here? Like the exact same arm pose? Maybe? Maybe it works? Something like this. With the pincers. I will have to move the vats, but that's fine. This is a new sketch, therefore... There's a new sketch, therefore new vats. Oh, I'm gonna have to get help for this one. I'm gonna have to get help for the vats. I'm gonna have to figure out how they will look. But I think the pose is fine. I think the pose is going well. I think I'm gonna leave the arm there. I'm gonna do the face in a different... Oh yeah, I like that mouth. I think that mouth says I'm doing something bad, but I'm so in love. You know, I think that's good. Oh, this eye is struggling. I'm struggling with this eye. You know why? Because the head shape is not correct. The head shape is the problem. I would assume we only know about the official ones, although little is known because despite quantity of the offspring, quality wasn't there. Not a single one of them turned a worthy successor. You had 37 and all of them were duds? Holy shit, man. What were you doing? What tutors were you hiring? Were you not paying them enough? But anyways, poor women. His country fell apart relatively shortly after his passing. Woof. Anyways, Tiara says, welcome and hello, how are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Welcome, welcome. Let me fix the head shape a little. But so far, so good. I'm liking where this is going so far. I'm really liking where this is going so far. I really need to fix the shape of this head. But I'm really liking the face as well. So I think the face, once I figure out the other eye, is going to be donezo. Like, I'm not gonna have to refine the face any longer. And honestly, can I just be honest, guys? I'm really excited about how much of this project was, like, cooperative with you. Because, yeah, sure, I came up with some sort of an idea, but you guys made it possible to turn it into something great that I feel excited to draw. Because I actually feel super excited to do this. Ooh, that's so much better. That is so much better. Might be able to do the other eye now. I think the face needs a little bit of a tilt here. Yes! Okay! Okay! Let me see if I can tilt this just a little bit more. Oh, perfect. Okay. Okay, okay, okay. That's not fine, but I'm going to figure out why. I am going to figure out why slowly and methodically. First of all, it's too low. It needs to be a little higher. So we're gonna grab this. We're gonna make it higher. Then it's to tilt it. We're gonna make it a little straighter. Okay, that's getting better. Third, it's too small. We need to make it a little bigger. Okay. Next up, I think I'm gonna squish it sideways a little bit more. Julián Cejas, welcome and hello, how are you doing? Hope you having a good day. Welcome, welcome. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Espero que estés bien. Bienvenido. I doubt tutors existed at the time and he was clearly busy making new ones whenever he wasn't ruling the country or fighting wars. I think tutors definitely existed. You know where the word tutor comes from? From literally the Odyssey. Mycenaean? Ooh, I'm having a big knowledge lagoon right now. Memory lagoon right now. Mycenaean era? What? No, it is. It is. Mycenaean Hellenistic societies. Anyways, mycelium is a different thing. Mycelium is a different thing. I know that much. Okay, head is going. It's going. It's not fully there yet. It's not fully there yet. I know what you're trying to say, but I'll win the lottery before I figure out how to spell it. Mycenaean Hellenistic societies. They had an existing civilization. He built the first country Slavic people ever had. Just because it was the first country doesn't mean that they weren't, like, organized in different types of societies, though. I'll refine this eye yet. I'll refine this yet. Trust. It's getting better. In fact, I think it kind of is already fine. It's like a tiny bit wrong. But I don't think that matters too much because it adds to the unhingedness. Or maybe after I rest a little, maybe after I sleep, I'll see it and I'll be like, oh, this is why it's wrong. And it'll come to me and it'll be easy. Sometimes all you need is to let it rest, you know? But I think it's fine. Ooh! I'm happy! I'm happy! I'm happy! Let me make this little thinner to match the eye that I just did. No! Wrong layer. Wrong layer. There we go. Okay. Okay. Oop! Did I like it more before? I think the eye is too high now. Yeah, okay. 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 Calm down. You can refine it later. You can refine it later. Alright. Let's grab the reference of this girl. Bring it a little bit lower. Start sketching the hair. So what do you have? We have a big curtain-like... We have a big curtain-like kind of bang. That's coming from like here-ish. It's not centered. Okay, so center would be here. So it comes from... Huh. I think here-ish. Fine. Also, this needs blush. And it needs a little bit of... Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, yeah, it was looking a little bit... weird. The eyebrows help. Cool. Alright, now... I'm gonna need to hide this head a little bit, because it's distracting. So we have this, which is a big curtain like hair situation. And then it continues here. And it has this sort of like side framing hair. All right. I'm fine with this. I'm fine with this. I think it's looking like her hair. Then this is the actual parting of the hair. This is the actual parting of the hair. And I think the ponytail is centered. So it would be... the hair would be... Let me hide the head even more. The hair would all be side there. I'll have to figure out how to texture that later. Because right now I'm not feeling like it. Right now, I'm just not feeling like it. Hair, hair, hair. I'll add just a little bit of flow in the hair here just because I want to, because that's my style. And she needs to have more framing hair on this side. Not that it matters, because it's not gonna be seen behind the hand. Ooh, that extra hair looks weird. That extra hair looks weird with the head. I'm gonna have to take that out. I'm gonna have to take that out and take this back here. And I think we're gonna leave it at that. I think that's fine. May not have every single detail, but I think that's fine. Hydrate, thank you! We tell you that every time you start getting tilted with a boss, but you never listen to us? What? Tell me what? What do you mean? Tell me what? Excuse me? What are you talking about? All right. I'm vibing with this quite a lot. Let me hide most of the head. So far, so fine. I'm liking it less. When I zoom out, I realize I don't fully like what's going on, but it's mostly good. It is mostly good. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. It's mostly good. Maybe I want the eyes to be a little smaller, but that's okay. I can figure it out later. Looks good to me so far. So far, so good. So far, so good. Let's add some clothes. The permissions did say that it doesn't have to be the exact same clothes, but let's start there and see where we go. Sweater. It would have the sewing point here. It would flow downwards from there. We would have follow the curvature of the collarbones. Has a little bit of a neck texture here. We get one button before the rest goes downwards. Let's add this little window here with... Oh, I guess this goes on top of the sweater. Okay. That's it. The sweater's gonna hide most of the anatomy, actually. the vast majority of the anatomy is gonna be hidden by the sweater. Then here we're gonna have some wrinkles. We're gonna have some wrinkles here. And yeah, no, not a lot to work with other than just wrinkles, fabric wrinkles. Not much more to do. And then on this side, it's gonna have wrinkles here as it bends. Because there's a big bend here. But after that, it's gonna kind of sag, you know? Sweater doesn't have a lot of... that sweater doesn't have a lot of, like, stiff fabric. It's very loose. Sweater fabric is kind of like... it falls? it just falls. So yeah, not even a lot of wrinkling here. I guess that's it for the clothes. And therefore, we can hide the body. We can hide the body. And see where we're at. Okay, overall, it's not bad. Oh, wait, that was a pincer. Whoops. There we go. Okay. Overall, I don't mind it. It's not bad. But I also don't think it's where I want it to be. So this is definitely not gonna be the last sketch. There's going to be a sketch number 3 at the very least, because I need to continue refining some stuff. But I'm not gonna lie, overall it's quite good. I need to keep refining some things, but mostly I'm liking it. But I'm mostly quite happy. Hydrate, think about hydrate. I'm leaving possibility to sleep. Have a good night, Rancor. I hope that you sleep well. I hope that you wake up feeling well rested. Have a good night. Michael Macmillan. I don't think I've seen you here before, so welcome to the channel. Welcome to the pit. I hope you enjoy your time here. Hello. 5 days of jam left as of day 2. I have both a lot and nothing at the same time, but as soon as I figure out the decision system, I will be mostly done. Though there's 2 things I hope I will have time to add on top of the minimal scope. Definitely start with the minimal scope. Definitely. You can add stuff later if you finish it, but if you don't finish it, the added bonus doesn't matter. I hear Elyssia just got an extension of her meet and greet slot at Kawa by 30 minutes due to high demand. Yeah, well, she definitely struggled. I think you did a great job, especially on the clothes. I think it's fine. I think so far it's fine, but I do want a little bit more refining. For starters, I think the head's a little bit too big. I think the eyes are a little bit too big, which is a problem that I'm having here as well. I'm thinking like the face and the heads are a little bit too big. So I think I need to figure out what I'm doing. Why am I doing big heads? I guess I could try to smallen it all, but not right now. Not right now. Not right now. Okay, right now I need to get the most of this done as possible. This ponytail is not centered. This ponytail is very uncentered. That's better. Oh, that's much better. And now it makes more sense to be able to see it from the side as well. I'll figure that out later. She also needs a hair accessory. Yeah, definitely gonna need a third pass because there's a lot here that I don't like, but most of it is fine. Most of it is fine, Ellie. Most of it is fine. 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 Okay. Next up, let's start drawing the other girl. I like the idea that this one is like, you know, the typical anime scene where there's a girl and she like is trying to feed a cat or something like that. Because if you look at that, it's a very typical photo to take of an anime girl, but then she's suddenly looking at the girl in the room. Oh, profiles. Oh, profile my beloved. I hate drawing profiles. All my homies hate drawing profiles. It's horrendous. It's not that horrendous, but it's still bad. But I don't like it. It's still bad and I don't like it, but it's not that horrendous. Fine. Why don't I like it? Too much space between mouth and nose. That's better. Definitely better. A typical anime scene where there's a girl leaves a very wide field of things that could happen. No, when there's like a character feeding a cat in a box in a rainy day. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That scene. Okay, that's not too bad. That's good. Okay, I'm good. I'm good. I stopped panicking and I feel fine. I stopped panicking and I feel fine. Does she need to be adjusted to be looking at the blue hair? Or is she looking at the blue hair already? I think she's looking at the blue hair already. Something about it is wrong. And it's probably the eyes. It's probably the eye, singular. I think it does get better when I make it a bit smaller. All right. I think it needs to be adjusted to be looking at her properly, but we are getting the idea down, and then we'll do the other corrections. The other sketch is coming. The other sketch is coming. This is not the final thing. It's not the final thing. I can keep going later. She's looking slightly to the left on that photo, I think. She's looking in the direction of her, but not at her. Yeah, I think that something is wrong with the eye, like the way that I'm pointing the eye. You're saying more to the left? Like that? I think that might be a little better. Nope, that's not better. Is this too ambitious of a piece for me? Is this too ambitious? Am I gonna regret it? And so Ellie starts her final Artfight attack. No! I think it might be too ambitious for me, but I couldn't stop myself because the idea was so good. I like the idea so much. I like the idea so much. I need it to work. I need it to work. I want it to work. I'm gonna make the eyes smaller. It's getting better. To the character's left, as in the eye needs to be slightly to the right. Oh! 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 I understand what you mean. I think I understand what you mean. I think you mean this itself needs to be a little far away from the edge, not directly at the edge. The girl in the photo is looking straight ahead of her. She needs to look slightly to the left. So not a profile. Basically, we need to have not a profile. We need to... instead of looking like this, she needs to be looking like this. Got it. Okay. Okay. Not a profile. I'll fix it later. Let's move on to this one. Let's move on to this one because it's already been practically 2 hours. And I want to have, like, at least these 3. I still don't know what this is going to be. Maybe this one's going to be a profile. Maybe this one's going to be a profile. Maybe I can do this. Way here on the left. Head is fine, she can look with just her eyes. True. True, true, true. But maybe that's also good. Right there, like way out in the left. And then this one is sort of like this. And I'll start it with my normal eye shape. And then I'll make it half-lidded. Needs to be looking down. Like this. Yeah, I think that works. I think that one works. I actually don't I actually don't even remember her hair. So I'm just gonna focus on making the faces for now. Because in reality, I should probably start wrapping up to go, but I loved this today. Today was so much fun, you guys. I love brainstorming and coming up with ideas. I love brainstorming and coming up with ideas and getting excited about the pieces that I'm gonna make and stuff. It's not a feeling that I get too often, to be completely honest. I'm gonna make it a desk here, like a school picture, sort of. And I know that her hair is sort of this side. That's fine. Is it the best pose ever? No. Does it need to be? Also no. Maybe it doesn't need to have such a... Yeah, maybe a relaxed shoulder is better. Okay, yeah. Relaxed shoulder is better. It's still kind of off, but don't worry. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out why it looks off later. For now, we have... this one. Which I think the aiming of the eyes here is quite correct. Whew. I'm low-key exhausted. That was a lot of thinking. That was a lot of thinking. She looking at you? I think that is kind of looking at her. I think that is kind of looking at her. Ugh. To have the real impact of this photo, I'm gonna have to make sure that every single photo is really looking at her. Because otherwise the impact gets entirely lost. So these need to all be looking at her no matter what. And I think right now the only one that's actually looking at her quite spot on is this one. Then again, it's the only one that I've actually developed. So the other ones are kind of like barely there. But it's fine. It's fine. I think I'm going to stop it here. I'm going to stop it here. She's doing it. She's doing Leo's meme. This drawing is so ugly. Ellie, it's just a circle. An ugly circle. It is! Listen. You can tell. Sometimes you can tell when it's already bad, okay? Sometimes you can just know that making it good, it's gonna take a lot of changing because it's too bad. But I like where we're at. I like where we're at. I think it's going to be one of my most ambitious pieces, I think. And I'm excited to see if I pull it off. I'm really excited to see if I pull it off. So let's just go chatting, cause I'm brain spent. I need to rest for a little, and then I can go back to brain use. It's a lot of decisions. Every trace is a decision. Every time you do a line is a decision. That's a lot of decisions. Rest, you're giving yourself an aneurysm. Yeah, I think I have to stop for now. But I hope that I'll continue this soon. You got amazing progress on it today. I can already picture the full image. It feels like you're so close. That's because we have like a strong concept for the image. And here's why I think like spending enough time on the first steps, on the sketches and the posing and whatever is so important. If you have a strong like vision in your mind of how it's going to look, if you understand exactly what you're going for, the actual seeking it out is going to be much easier. Sometimes I don't get this. Most times I get a lot of like, well, let's see where this goes. But on the days where I have like a strong idea of how it's supposed to look from the get-go, it gets so much easier, so much faster. It's a blessing. It really, really is. Spur her on. We can easily squeeze another 30 minutes out of her. No, my brain is tired. It's a lot of decisions. And I have to rest, and then I have to go make more decisions. I think it looks great, and I think they're going to love the finished piece. I hope so. I really hope so. Because I don't even remember how many attacks these characters have. Let me go check. Let me go check. I remember Iona was like, that would be her first attack as a character, so that would be cool. But, where are you? Bookmarks. Are you team mystery or comedy? Mystery, okay. Team mystery. Let me see. Attacks. Oh shit, they've been attacked a whole lot. They have 3 pages of attacks, these 2 characters. Damn. Damn. I fucked up. No, I didn't fuck up. I'm really happy. I'm really happy with what I have. I'm okay. Even if it is a lot of even if it is a lot of attacks. The double stalker subplot was too strong. It was. It's such a good concept, bro. It's just such a good concept. Methinks people like stalker/stalker. If you really, there's so much drama. If you really think about it, you know, there's so much drama on it. It's so cool. Such a strong concept. Stalkers, yanderes are popular. I think you want things that are... I think something is going to be more popular if it's more instantly, emotionally impactful. If you immediately understand the feelings of it, if you immediately understand the dynamics of it, you know? Like, sometimes a dynamic gets popular without characters in it. It's just like dynamics that I like, and the post will go viral because like people like things that they can emotionally attach right away. Let's just not do it in real life. Of course. The thing is, fiction, if fiction was exactly like real life, it would be so boring. Because the moments in real life that are interesting are few and far between. There are moments in life that are super interesting, but there are not they are not common, right? And for your fiction, you want to be entertained. You want to be invested. You're not gonna invest it to your traditional, normal day-to-day life. You're going to be invested in something that has drama and stakes. Dynamics I really like Ellie / enjoying her own art. Ooh, that one is also very uncommon, very fiction. Nothing like brainstorming to how to make something more messed up. Indeed. Very much. You guys made it so much better. You guys made it absolutely better. Gotta go. Thanks for the actually fun stream. Bye-bye. Goodbye. Thank you for being here. And thank you for the ideas. And thank you for saying that it was actually fun. Yay. I know, right? Imagine manually developing photos IRL. And that's the fantasy. I guess that's the fantasy, huh? Everyone wants to be loved and everyone knows what infatuation feels like, whether for a person or something else. Makes sense that a lot of people would be caught by it. Exactly, because you find the parts of it that are relatable. Not everything about it is relatable, thank goodness, but just because it is messed up, it doesn't mean that it doesn't have anything that allows you to connect to it. In fact, a lot of the times we connect to very exaggerated versions of things that we recognize. Because again, in fiction, you want it to just be interesting, exaggerated, dramatic. Drama and stakes that explain your vampire likings. Yeah! For your fiction, you like, here's the thing, guys. As much as I freaking love vampires, I would never want to be a vampire in real life. I like the beach. I like the sun. I like having a normal life that won't be centuries older than the people I love. You know? It's just normal stuff. But in fiction, what's the fun in that? In fiction, there should be more than that. The exaggeration is what makes it art. The challenge is to keep it from exaggerating it into some sort of unrecognizable mutant. I think it's also like keeping it from turning into a parody. Sometimes if you make something too exaggerated, something too like out there, it can end up feeling like you're mocking it, you know? So you don't want that either. That too. She even barely tolerated being a vampire in tabletop RPG. Ooh, that's an oldie. That's an old story. I don't know how many people recognize that story, actually. I don't know how many people remember that. By the way, I'm watching the attacks, and I am so glad we kept developing ideas, because the first concept I had, like the girl is hiding in a wall, but the idol knows that she's being looked at. That is actually like so many attacks with that. There are, don't get me wrong, there are a lot of attacks with the idea of photos, like the stalker having a bunch of photos of the idol having photos of the stalker. Like, there's a lot of that. But I'm not seeing the exact same concept I'm doing, and that's good. That's good. We developed a concept, and I'm not seeing it having been made before exactly. I'm seeing similar stuff, not exactly the same stuff. I'm seeing some that are really cool. Some of these are really awesome. Okay, yeah, I went through all of the attacks. None of them are the type of the exact same concept that I have. So good, we're good there. We are fine. I didn't think you would. You usually come up with distinct ideas for Artfight. I try my best. A lot of the times I end up, well, here's the thing. I don't usually come up with distinct ideas. Most of the time, I end up coming up with an idea and then backing away from it because it's too ambitious for the time that I have. This idea was just too good to ignore. This idea was entirely too impossible to back out of. I needed to do it. I do try my best to come up with novel ideas. I don't want to do the exact same attack that they've already gotten before. That's also, I guess, part of the interesting, the thing that pulls me towards Iona as well. Like, when you have a character that has never been attacked before, no matter what you do, they've never gotten that attack. You know what I mean? No matter what, they never got that. And that's pretty freaking cool. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to keep going with this. Unfortunately, as I was saying before, I am trying to finish something else, so I can't spend my entire free time drawing as much as I really want to. And don't get me wrong, I really, really do. But right now, too many things. Too many things. One of them with the deadline, finish it as soon as physically possible. Ideally, that is soon. Very soon. Ideally, that is... Ooh, tomorrow? Can I have the belief that I'll finish it tomorrow? Can I tell that to myself? If only you had infinite time. I don't want a pill to exist that allows you not to sleep and still feel okay. Like, I don't want that. There's this fantasy idea, right? Like, you take a pill, you don't need to sleep, your body gets everything it needs for functioning correctly, as if it had slept, but you didn't need to sleep. There's that concept. I don't want that to exist, because it would immediately be weaponized against the people by employers. Employers would demand that you take that to work more. I don't know how exactly it would happen, but I fully believe it will happen. However, if I could take that pill during the month of July, I would take it with no doubts, without even blinking. You know? Like, if there was such a pill, I would immediately take it during July. I want to take it. But I don't think it should exist because people would be weaponized. It would be weaponized against people. So, that was something. That was a lot. I think I'm going to get going now. I want to rest a little bit and then get back on the grind, get back on doing things. I'll show you progress when I have any. First I have to finish the other attack, because the other attack is a revenge, and I always try to finish my revenges. I think it's like, and until I have way too many attacks to defend against, I'm very intent of finishing as many revenges as I can. And I don't think I've ever missed one from an enemy attack. I don't think. Maybe I did and I'm not remembering. Whatever. I try my best. I'm going to be back here on Thursday for the last stream of the week for more Silk Song. I don't want to have such a short week, but alas, July. Alas, July. Freaking July, man. And I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your days. And if I see you on Thursday, we're gonna have some more Silk Song fun. It was a lot of fun. Watching the process is always interesting, especially when a piece changes again and again and again. Yeah, it's so fun. Like, I don't know, the process of starting a piece and coming up with the concepts is so fun for me. The more you go into the piece, the less it changes over time, because like, okay, now you know exactly what you want it to look like. Now you just have to get there. You have to refine it. You have to blah, blah, blah. You have to add details. You have to add shadows, whatever. But at the beginning, it's also malleable. It's also like everything can change. It just reminded me of an anime where an alien gives gifts to humanity, and one of them is everyone no longer needs to sleep or hunger. That would kind of suck though, because dreaming is fun, sleeping is fun, eating is fun. So I wish it was like a pill situation and that only I had it and not any corporate overlords that would want to abuse it. When you wake up exhausted from the 9-hour effort to sleep? No, okay, listen, I'm going to go, but I need to say something about that before. As if I had slept, nice try capitalism, I feel sleepy even if I sleep a lot. Well, I think that's probably because you're not sleeping enough, or you're sleeping too much, maybe. You can still sleep and eat if you choose. There is moral questions that the anime introduces with the concept on what the ramifications will be. Because, yeah, there would be a lot of ramifications. But I think people would still miss it. I think cooks would miss cooking. I think, like, people who enjoy the art of cooking would miss it. And I would miss eating for sure. What was I saying? Yes, when you wake up exhausted from the 9-hour effort to sleep, did you know that if you allow your body to rest, even if your mind can't rest, and even if you end up awake because your mind is consuming you with thoughts, even if you are actually conscious, but you let your body rest, you close your eyes, you refuse to move too much, you just get comfy physically and just like go through the motion of physically sleeping. Even if you are awake, your body gets a proportion, like a percentage of the benefits of sleeping just by being in resting motion, or rather lack of motion. So anytime that you have a little time to sleep, you need to take a nap or whatever, and you're stressing yourself out, like, I need to sleep because I have less time, I need to sleep because I have less time, I'm gonna sleep 6 hours, I'm gonna sleep 5 hours, and if I don't sleep, I'm gonna sleep even less, so I need to sleep right now, blah, blah, blah. Don't worry about it. Tell yourself, okay, I only have 5 hours to sleep, and I'm not feeling any sleepy at all, but at least I'm giving my body the motion of sleep, so at least I'm gonna recover a little. And that changes everything. That reminded me of this overlord type of person from Warframe who literally grafted more stomachs onto his body so that he could enjoy more food. Ugh. In the end, he was devoured by a frame who devours everything. Gross. That sounds gross, and I don't like it. So anyways, I'm gonna go now. Thank you everyone so much for coming. Thank you for the ideas. Thank you for participating in this art. And I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. Don't forget to stretch. Don't forget to drink plenty of water. Try to eat nutritiously and try to sleep 7 to 9 hours. And most important of all, be kind to yourself and to others, okay? Take care, my Snake Shifters. Bye!